Hello?
Okay. Welcome back to the pack, guys, and welcome to week 49 of the Arena Watch podcast and Arena, I guess, pretty soon here. We all did our matches ahead of time. Hold on, let me make sure we get Celery up on here. He's the guy who actually likes to talk. Um, in
I
pack on air. Pack
I'm
air
done with Elden
now.
Ring now, so I'll be more active in the
Okay, cool. All right.
conversation.
Looks like we got a guest as well this week. Hold on, sorry guys. I know I can't hear you, but the audience probably can. Here we go. I'm plugged in now, I think. Can I hear you? Let's see.
I can hear you.
I can somewhat hear you. Let me turn up the audio. Okay.
You gotta plug in all the way.
Yeah, there we go. All right. All right. What do we got? We're missing the chat. Let me add the chat here. Throw down the link for the chat. Paste. There we go. Chat should be live too now. All right. At Celery. I'll add Celery. You'll see that. All right. Cool. How'd everyone do this week? How'd the guild do? How'd other guilds do? How'd we all do?
Other guilds crushed.
Whose guild crushed?
All the other guilds, but especially mine.
Of course, your guild crushed. Yeah, it
dread
crushed
swell.
its own chances at getting, top place, but crushed its own hope and dreams,
Boo.
you know? But it did all right other than that, I'm sure.
I think we did pretty epic. Like Nibram said, Martial Week is free.
Martial Week is free, especially if you have Dolmagus. I tried the last Martial Week, and I got a bit unlucky, and I also wasn't paying as much attention as I should have. But yeah, this one was especially easy. Like Dolmagus can one-shot a Dolmagus, so you could always bait him. I think Trop only went against one Dolmagus. Why was that?
I don't know. I'm not fully familiar with the mechanics, so I'm like, I kind of want to bring Marshall myself. So it gets me to use. I brought two main teams this week, or two main permutations, because Dual, ESS, and Metal Dragon stayed on the team the whole time. So it was essentially either Great Dragon and Cub, or DLTF and Ghost. And anytime I'm facing a duel, then I have to switch to DLTF and Ghost. And I guess just requires more work to do that switch. So I tried to avoid him, and then when I did face him, he what do you call it? He used the weak move. He hobbled my KSS, and I'm like, oh, well, that didn't really do any damage. So there's even less reason to be afraid of this guy. If he can't kill, he might do the hobble.
Yeah, I guess, but he might hobble the wrong unit. You know what I mean? Like Dolmagus on a normal week, he might target one of my other units that have less HP than Dolmagus. Or he might say, like, if Dolmagus has the least amount of HP, which is what I'm probably planning on doing, he's going to attack the closest, the nearest by unit. Which might work on turn 1, but turn 2 might be a problem if I accidentally mess up and bring Dark Saber Cub again instead of Spikegeist. Spikegeist, I could lock him down and no problem. Huh?
That was a tight match you had. That was very narrow there.
Well, I looked
Sleeping
at it
in
and I was like,
duel.
oh, I got it, guys. It's okay. And then someone typed it in the chat and spoiled what I was going to do, But yeah, it was it was something that I think a few arena players picked up on before I even did that match. I'm pretty sure Celery knew that strategy before he saw me do it, and I knew the strategy before I did it. I was just forced to do it, and I didn't think I'd be doing it that soon. I wasn't prepared to be like I didn't intentionally bring Dark Saber Cub and no Breath User or no Elena or whatever. That was not my intention at all. So I kind of had to pull that strategy out and remember it because I thought about it like in theory. I didn't think about to ever have
They
to.
missed that entire remark. That's unfortunate.
No. It just disconnected.
Oh.
It'll be on the It usually when it disconnects and reconnects, it'll save this bit, and oh, it's not reconnecting. What the hell? It usually reconnects a lot faster than this.
I think
Let's
it's
give
back.
this the love.
Is it back?
Yeah, check my YouTube.
Okay.
How dirty she is.
I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Your channel. Oh,
There,
here
I
it
just
is.
saw my hand wave. It's live,
Okay, cool.
albeit delayed.
What's up, Sebastian? My guild didn't do as well as they wanted, but still got several -8s, which isn't too bad. Okay, yeah. I guess it isn't too bad.
Not gonna get top 100 this week.
We might get a lot of people, in the hundreds. Even, -4 will get you in the hundreds. -8 isn't going to be too far behind that, obviously. So yeah, we'll get a few for sure. I think though that strategy that I was talking about earlier. Again, I didn't. Celery, you did know about that, right? Like using, even though it's only 350 damage in arena, the evil glint for taking out another Dole with Dole. You knew about that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, as long as you can deal the
Sizzle
remaining
and-
damage with your
KSS. Or
KSS.
Spike Ice. Spike Ice is
Yeah,
nice.
Spike Ice makes it a little bit easier.
Oh my goodness. He made it a cakewalk compared to the Saber Cub, because I might not have been able to line up the Metal Dragon and depending on placement, because if I didn't catch it earlier, it would have been a bit bad. What's up, Nocturne? We got Nocturne in the chat. Yeah. So looks like a lot of us got first place, but yeah, if I had to do that strategy on a non-martial boosted week, it might be a little harder without Spikegeist. But with Spikegeist, it's the same. It's the same. There's no difference. But anyway,
Yeah, easy. With the martial boost, it's much easier to manipulate the enemy duel.
yeah, I wish my Dole had 800 HP and was weak to everything.
Exactly.
Like, can we get a -100 HP weapon in the game, please? I
That'd be
would
nice.
I would trade that for martial damage in a heartbeat. Or minus HP plus agility armor. Oh my goodness, I would get that so quick on him. That'd be such a perfect trade-off. Like, there's no drawbacks. It's like both of those are good things for him. But yeah, so I think everyone did well. That recaps that last week. Any surprises? I feel like Dole was even better than I had imagined he would be. I thought Schleiman would have been the MVP that week instead of KSS and whatnot. But it turns out, KSS was still pretty good. Dole was just the best. Like, it wasn't even close. Again, because other Doles would target him with the damage rather than trying to lock him down for his
Yeah, instead of trying to bind someone.
yeah, that was a lot better. So this week was just tremendously easy, and I didn't account for that. I didn't account for that, I think, when I was giving out my MVP award. Yeah.
I think we would have to check, but I think you disregarded Duel when you
I
made your
disregarded
MVP
Duel because I'm
prediction.
like, Dole's going to be the best every week. But I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But in my
Okay.
opinion, I want to give it right back to him because he, this week, was better, not just because of the martial damage, again, because of his mechanic. He was better this
Yep.
week than. And that makes him an MVP because, in a sense, he did something different this week than he would have normally done. Right? And I was just like.
Yeah, normal weeks he won't be able to bait other duels because they won't be able to deal enough damage to kill him.
Or, Marquis and some other units like that as well. So.
Yeah, depending on their lineup. I think Marquis with Marquis' own leadership will still potentially have enough.
I don't know. I
definitely
feel
on
like my
turn
Dole
2.
was hitting harder. Turn 2 maybe, yeah. Turn 2 maybe.
But yeah, that's most units are just not going to have 940 whatever damage. Without it being like Alina or Nocturnus with Devil Finesse. That's still pretty high amount of damage if it's not a boosted week.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, KSS will always think he can one-shot even if it's not a boosted week.
Yeah, that's always good.
So, that'll be a big thing going forward. And really, like, what he opens up, even on normal weeks, is that you can move your duel up and just they'll all gather around him, and then you can cleave them down turns 2 and 3. If you're not able to safely move up other units, and you're up against a all physical or all martial team, which was really common this week. I don't know if it'll continue being as common when it's not martial boosted week, but I feel like a lot of the all physical, all martial teams I went up against were, just as much physical. Nocturnus and Alina are incredibly popular. So,
and even if they weren't all, physical, if there was a single caster, it was easy to lock it down, with Dole or somebody else, and then you're in the clear.
Yeah, normal weeks though, Dole won't really be able to one-shot casters.
But he'd be able to pull them in, and maybe someone else might. Like if they're backline and annoying. So
yeah, being able to pull up the backline for a lot of maps, which might include this one, where there's backline spots that can only be hit by one unit reliably, unless you're running one of those 7-range units to have a second one hit. In situations like those, the pull can be really useful to make sure you have enough damage to take out a backline threat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, grats, Lucas. That's always nice to be able to use those skip tickets.
You 3-starred their drop stages. For the hero, you could farm his own 3-starred their drop stage. What is he talking about?
The hard chapter.
The hard chapter?
Yeah, the hard chapter for spheres and crystals.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Good job,
That's
Lucas.
definitely what... Yeah, it's annoying to have to auto those. But yes, 3-star is much better. I was doing the inorganic ones every day because I was out of those. I finally got my inorganic to level 40, I think.
Wow.
Which gives me another % of attack. So with a base flail, I want to say Schwarzschild is now 611 for attack. And my OKM at base is 620.
Wow.
Yeah. So, in a match, obviously 620 is going to translate a bit higher. He has the 2 attack up stacks, so that's going to be, a bit different there. What I did forget to do is turn on some DQT music, I think, for the background here.
Yeah, we need some mood going on.
Exactly, a lot of mood.
Yeah.
So going into this next week, though, any predictions before we get into what we're gonna basically be doing ourselves, or what's good, what isn't good, and whatnot? Any predictions?
So it's What's the weight, and are there any bonuses? It's a spell,
240.
right?
Spell is
and
25 and the Zam is 50. I think we might be getting that Zam Marshall unit, as well as perhaps the Zam. I think Valencia might get her Bloom, maybe.
Yeah, Valencia's gonna be pretty crazy then.
Yeah, I think they came around this time. I think in JP, I can't remember. But she's definitely an option. You know, she has a lot of range, and a lot of people might not have Rapthorn, so she's good for single target damage. But Rapthorn is just so
She has
much more
decent
powerful.
agility too.
Does she? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, mine's 0 awakening. She's like 380 base.
Huh. Okay. Well, you heard it.
Yeah,
from...
she's one of the fast mages.
Yeah, there's not a lot of those, so she'll scale okay with her Bloom. I was surprised because she's not, that high up with her Bloom. Obviously, it wasn't the most powerful Bloom ever, but it looks like, a unit like Hargon's also fast, but maybe he hopefully will scale better with his Bloom, because it didn't look like Valencia changed much.
Even just some agility notes help.
Yeah.
A lot of the good Zam units this week are weak to Sizz, so it'll be a playtime for KSS.
What Dragon Quest music should I have? 8, 9 in the background here. Trying to figure that out.
It's always good.
It's a safe one.
I've been surprised because nine's been pretty good too. I tend to do both, but every now and then. So we'll have this up and going. Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's audible.
So I do think this map is fairly interesting / difficult. There's no block for 1, 2, 3. I guess the 2 side blocks KSS can hide behind and hit possibly 2 units. Probably, usually 1 unit at least out of those 3 spaces that are in range.
Mm-hmm.
I could never hit all 3 because the 1, 2 behind the block would be where KSS is jumping. So it'll either be the 2 front units or 2 units if there's not 1 in the front, or just 1 unit as long as there's 1 unit in one of those 3 spots.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not great in terms of access. Of course, KSS can always use a standard spot where it's not hiding behind a block, but that removes his advantage to overlap as much as you'd like. Still gives you some of that advantage because he's not filling that spot 3 spaces up where any of the other breath attack type people would be standing. So you still do get the overlap, you just don't get the safety of hanging back as much.
He's strong against Zam, right?
He is strong against Zam. And he's got an incredibly strong martial Sizz attack.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a weak team, I'll
I
probably
do-
just launch him.
I do remember, you guys asking me earlier in this week if what I would bring, and I was definitely like, yeah, I'm going for resistance over actual damage, because it seems like resistance is always better.
So
I don't know. KSS just seems to be perfect for everything. So I'm still gonna go with Dolmagus, even if he could be one shot by a lot of mages. I'm still gonna bring him, I think.
yeah, Dolmagus. I mean,
He's gonna boost KSS, so it's at the very least he could do that.
Yeah, I did have a comment on. I ran this week. I used Dolmagus twice. So I only use dual magus against other dodge teams. So specifically dual magus and Alina, where the entire team was physical or martial. Every other match, I just ran my typical breath team: Great Dragon, Boreal, KSS, Metal Dragon, and usually Claria for the last spot. Just because the crack damage 4 is so incredibly strong that if you're up against stuff that's weak or neutral to crack, I didn't ever need to change up and go for the dual strategies.
This week
but
will be
having
good for crack.
Yep.
This upcoming week, there's a lot of crack week Zam units.
Yeah, a lot of crack.
Well, it
Raptors,
seems to be, Sizz and then Frizz and Crack are pretty much tied, because like half of them are weak to Crack and half are weak to Sizz, and then you get the occasional awkward unit like Hargon, or like a Stark that are weak to Bang or something. I don't know. Wait, Hargon's not weak to Bang. Hargon's just weird. Hargon's weird.
He's like whoosh
Zap
and
or something?
He's
he's
just a
weird.
strange unit. That's the thing about him. He doesn't fit any sort of mold that all the other Zam units do.
He's Dastardly Dirk,
Yeah.
though, is pretty strong.
It is, so it's definitely an option if you want to use him. A fast mage is never a bad thing.
I'll definitely bring my Nocturnas, though, because his Zam attack this week is going to be pretty disgusting.
Is it?
Oh my god. It's gonna hit like an A this time.
Yeah, if I need to snipe something.
Yeah, Nocturnus, effectively will have 3 A rank abilities. They'll have the whoosh, the typeless.
Yeah, I was thinking
and
about that. I did bring up Nocturnus because the potency for it is going to be higher than his whoosh attack, won't it? Yeah.
It's going to be plus 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 292 is its normal potency.
Yeah.
So
it's like
plus
430
50
something.
will bring it to almost 450. Like that's like 438 or something like that.
Yeah, so that option's definitely there, because someone was asking about, like, a physical, like, could you bring a Stark? And I was thinking, oh, well, if you're going to bring a Stark, you're going to bring you're going to bring Nocturnus as the leader. And that kind of fits somewhat, if you wanted to, you could. Obviously, the spells are going to be stronger this time around, but it's enough to kill someone. And that's, you can't kill them more than dead. So...
You can try.
I mean, when they're dead, they're dead. So you got the kill, you got enough damage to kill them, you're set. So you could just build HP, you could build agility, you could build other things. And that's what I was kind of pointing out for my Stark would definitely have agility on him. But if yours, had more awakenings, maybe you could get away with HP or something. Let me look at my arena team and see what I did have set up ahead of time. Because I know I set this up so that way I could see, because someone, again, I think it was you, right? Peter, you asked the question of like
Next
what I
week?
was going to use for the week. Yeah, it
Oh,
looks like I was
this.
set for Dolmagus, KSS, OKM, even though he's weak to Sizz, and I think we're going to get a lot of Sizz units. He does have the Frizz, though, which is good. And Halberd, potentially, right? I might just bring a neutral unit, Marshall, Obviously, I was just worried because Metal Dragon and, Marquis, who are my neutral damage units that I would bring, are both weak to Zam. And Metal Dragon's weak to Frizz, so that makes him... Also, there might be a few Frizz units. So it was that, and then my fifth unit, is Vendor Ghost.
mine is still A5. It'll take me a while to get him ranked and leveled.
Yeah, mine's A7. Mine's
Venderghost.
max. Mine's max, so
Yeah,
I'll definitely be
Venderghost is
bringing.
definitely worth the investment, even for non-boosted weeks. He's one of the strong options at A rank.
Yeah, but
being
this week he seems
or
like a
move with an
no-brainer
A rank
because he's so low weight compared to some of the other options. So he just seems like a no-brainer.
He's super boosted. Any time that you're up against
Him or Claria.
any unit that's weak to Zam, and possibly even neutral to Zam, although that's
That's the thing that I was thinking
even
about
neutral.
Claria because she was resistant to Zam and she does spells. She doesn't have Zam herself, but she at least has a boosted spell, and she's resistant to the Zam. So that's my
Yeah, she
other
would.
option is switching out, depending on the match, Vendor Ghost for Claria.
Yep. Yeah, depending on the matchup. Like if you're up against an Alina, then Vendor Ghost will one-shot her. And if you're up against, anything crack weak, then Claria is still a super strong pick.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Uh,
So what are the permutations you were thinking about here, Celery? If it's 240 and we do have again that idea of the Nocturnus, a Stark team, as crazy as that sounds, with either Sorrow, because I think he resists Zam, or it would be and has the pull, or DKO. I think you mentioned has Zam, so that was the
Yep.
other option.
I mean, if I'm up against a, Zam weak team, I may try and run the Dark Lord style team with Noct and DKO.
Mm-hmm.
But my common run is probably going to be like Great Dragon, KSS, and then a Dark Lord, either being Nocturnus or Dragon Lord True Form, or potentially a hero if there's something like an Alina or someone, then I can bring Jessica to fill in that spot.
I mean, Jessica counters a lot of the Zam units. She has Frizz and Sizz, so...
Yep. So, yeah, that's, a 60 or 65 weight unit, depending on the matchup. And then 2A ranks, usually being Boreal and either Vendor Ghost or Claria.
Why bring Boreal this week, though?
Because I never take any hits.
Are you sure? Okay, it looks like
Yeah.
we disconnected again for a second here.
Alright.
Okay, we're back. Alright, you never take any hits with Boreal. I don't know, man.
Yep.
I would, at this point, if I was going to bring 2A ranks, especially since they're boosted, I would just bring Claria and Vendor Ghost. But again, I'm only bringing one, but again, in your case, you're bringing two, so I would just bring Claria and Vendor Ghost and not Boreal, but... Wouldn't Claria do more damage than Boreal because of the 25%? Plus she resists Zam.
Yeah, but she's also got half the HP of Boreal. So, like, unless she's taking a Zam or a Frizz attack, she's way dead before Boreal's dead.
I don't know, because you're not gonna let Boreal take a hit. Whereas, like, if you get crit on Claria, let's say, I don't know, you get caught up in Dragon Lord's Dark Pillar and it crits or something. If Claria had a little bit of HP on her, she would survive. If you put an HP stick on her or something, or the runaway magic with the Dark Pillar, I think.
Medusa,
Yeah, you did
Medusa
defense
is too weak as an A rank.
Who?
Shark was asking, what about Medusa?
Medusa just doesn't have the movement, does? I've
doesn't have
I've
the-
never invested in Medusa, so I've never gotten to that point. So
yeah, and
my
like,
Medusa's still
even
A6
B
and-
plus at this point in the game, even B plus is not really enough damage. Not for a typical
35
week. Like for
weight
A
is
and
too
for
much.
A below week, if there was ever an A and below caster week or an A and below Zam week, then maybe. But with all pretty much the A ranks that you bring, they have to have an A rank ability to be viable. And B ranks have to have CC to be viable. That's pretty much the rule. Like even anything you bring below A rank needs to have CC, unless it's Saber Cub. Saber Cub can deal with having an A rank ability.
Do you feel like using Jessica to counter Zam units is going to be more important, or do you think Dragon Lord's going to be a better pick than her this week, in your opinion?
If you're hitting
in general,
I think if you're hitting neutral, so Dark Pillar neutral should do about the same amount of damage as Searing Kasiz's Brilliant, because Dark Pillar has the 50%.
She does have a 25% boost, if nothing else, right?
Well, they both have the 25% boost.
Okay, yeah.
So,
but the idea is not to kill someone like 2 times over, you know what I mean? Like, do you...
Yeah. So, I
don't know.
I mean, like I said, I don't really anticipate using either that much.
Here's the thing. Meta was pointing out that...
I think I like...
Go ahead.
Yep. No, I think I like Jessica for the more powerful frizz and targeted frizz, as opposed to the randomness of Hellfire Blast or the less power of Kafrizz. And then Searing Kasiz and Dark Pillar are fairly equivalent, as long as you're hitting Brilliant on Sizz, which for a lot of these units you will be. If you're not hitting Brilliant, then I don't know. I don't.
She does weigh 5 less. I don't know if that's ever gonna matter, but in some cases it might.
Yep, that's. I don't know. I don't. I think.
Do you think Valencia is gonna get Bloom next week, and we'll get the Dora and Gray or whatever her name was?
I think so. I don't know for sure. But
okay, so assuming that she does get bloomed, you would recommend us, anyone watching the podcast, to bring Valencia if they wanted to, right? Like if they had her bloomed, if they had everything ready, she's usable, right?
I don't really like Valencia. She's only single target.
Right? She would basically be like what's Maribel's B spell, but an A spell.
Yeah,
that's her bloom. Is a 4-range single target.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't run casters, so that would be more of like. Let's see.
Didn't you run any casters this Marshall week at all?
I ran Jessica once.
Yeah, I didn't.
And
do
then
the casters
and Claria. Like if Claria run a bunch, but she's a,
KSS was my only spellcaster, and the ghost, the Spikegeist. Yeah.
Spikegeist.
They're very good casters. So.
You have your KSS sizzle +10 by now.
It's +10 or +9. I can't remember. Yeah. Both of them. Spikegeist is also +9. I running low on gold and other things, I couldn't devote that much to it. I could check my lifetime gold. I know I grinded gold a bit harder than the other free-to-play players did, so I know mine is a bit higher. But let me check what my my feat says my gold acquired is at. So 7,524,262.
Yeah.
It's a quarter of a
So-
million, basically. A quarter of 10
That's,
10 million.
Quarter to 10 million.
3/4
It's all
of 10
gone.
mil, 10 million.
3/4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Shark was saying that, Jessica can wait a turn and do more damage. And I think that's the big thing with using the slow casters is that, like, you have to be facing a team where units move up or they're going to start within that 5 range, which this one seems fairly likely. You'd be able to hit something. It's not great. I'd say it's probably overall a subpar. 1, 2. So you can hit that whole row there. So yeah, I guess you're guaranteed to be able to hit at least a unit using one of the two, the Metal Dragon or the Great Dragon spots. But the slowness means you're usually like I said, when I use Jessica, I use her to one-shot Alina and one-shot Duel. Like I'm counting on them running up on me and doing minimal, having minimal effect. And then Jessica just nukes them from way back on my side of the map. So in a general matchup where I'm not up against a Duel or an Alina, I'm usually not running them because I still do mostly a blitz strategy where I'm moving all of my units before any of the enemy gets to move. And I'm only leaving up one Marshal or one Breath and potentially any healers or support type units, so that there's no threats left alive. That's my typical strategy, and it still works fairly well as long as you can get enough damage with, and which is part of why I run the 2A rank unit team comps, is having Claria or Vendor Ghost and Boreal. There's a lot of high range, high damage, with very flexible movement options. So I can target all the spaces I need to and get extra damage on the units I need extra damage on.
Do you see yourself using KSS this week as well? Right. So. Yeah, I think KSS, even without it being the best map, I think the lineup is still plenty good. Who are you giving leadership to?
Great Dragon if I'm bringing Boreal.
Interesting.
If I'm not bringing Great Dragon Boreal, I might do a dual leadership, and then bring like the Claria, Vendor Ghost, A rank.
Mm-hmm.
Is Starscream talking about me? Am I just standing with the dog?
Yeah.
Does that mean I have to contribute? I was just listening to you.
No. Trop never contributed, so if you're replacing Trop, you don't have to say anything.
Oh, perfect. I just stare at you.
You've already done more than
easy role to fill.
Yeah, but I think we've
My dog's
avoided
part of
talking
this, so
about
she's not laughing.
Rapthorn for long enough. I know I don't have him. Trop doesn't have him either.
Rapthorn hits really hard. Mine's only level like 101 or something, and he does stupid damage.
Any
So
awakenings on him yet?
Practice slow playing him. 0 awakens, and he does.
I don't even know if he
Obscene
needs
damage.
the shield this week. He might just nuke everybody. I mean, if he stays back
He
and
has
they move
so much
forward,
range.
he'll be
He has
okay.
so much- he can move 2, then 2 spaces ignored, and then 2 spaces above that. So you can hit 4 and 3 across from himself. He can probably hang out behind one of those rocks.
I know Metazoa could probably give his HP, tank the first hit of whatever, crack the shield, basically. and then still be able to nuke everybody because he's just going to deal so much damage this week.
You know who's a good Zam unit for this week? Dual Magus.
Yeah, he does have a Zam ability.
B tier.
He does have that Zam
I'm just
ability.
kidding. Still, no one's going to use that still. But Dual Magus is just good this week, and he was also good last week. I think he'll
Usually
be good next
spell
week.
weeks, though, spell breath weeks are going to be his, his one chance of losing a lot of points for people. If ever. So these are generally like the weeks that will be harder for him.
I'm pretty sure I won spell week with Dual Magus.
I'm not saying you can't. That's not the point. The point is, if there was ever a week that's harder for him, it would be a spell or a breath. I feel like the breath would be worse because that would have a bit more range. But
yeah,
like a breath week would be a bit more dangerous for him. You just, what you would have to do is nuke the breath units and leave the rest of them alive. But I mean, for spell week, did you find teams that didn't have any spellcasters on them frequently? Or like, what did you do? Did you just?
Spellcasters seem to be pretty frequent among the casual community, but like I've always been saying, mages don't counter Dual Magus.
So what were you
counter
doing then? If you're facing mages with Dual Magus and the rest of your team, you're just nuking them, or like what did you do?
Yeah, essentially just nuking them in two separate ways. Either bringing the back row mages up with Dual Magus' drag attack and then messing them up with the other martial, or sometimes I'd use Evil Glint. If they were positioned for a good Evil Glint, I'd use that instead. And yeah, like I said, like Dual Magus mages might counter him, but only if they're faster than him, right? So he's just a really good unit. Because especially I've always gone with the nuke strategy, and Duel has just made that so much better. That essentially
we're
the only
going to see a lot of non-spell teams this week.
A lot of spell teams?
Non-spell teams. I think we're going to see a lot of martial and physical units this week.
Oh yeah. So I think even with the Zam and spell enhancement, I think people are still going to bring Duel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bringing him, so that's already a testament to that. But I don't know, because depends, like, if Valencia gets her bloom or some of these other units might get their. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I have the gold to spend on Valencia, even if she was bloomed. So I probably wouldn't
but even if she does, don't updates come on like fucking Wednesday or Thursday now? They keep on getting pushed back. So even if
they might try to reset it back to
they
Sundays.
might try to bring it back to Sunday because it was what? It was Sunday. Did they push it to Monday and then Wednesday, or was it Sunday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday? Because they pushed it back on separate occasions. It didn't just go to Wednesday immediately.
Yet, and the tournament's starting tomorrow, so I don't know. They usually like to give us 2 days notice. So if they give us notice tomorrow, then I guess you could start using her as soon as Tuesday evening.
Malcolm did hint that there's going to be some fun changes next week, and I was like, so there isn't fun changes every week? Because he jokes about how he can't say what the stuff is, but so I teased him a bit. I'm like, well, that's implying by comparison that normal weeks aren't fun updates. Are you saying?
I'm not gonna lie, but don't you think he's talking about the next set of login rewards, which I already know what they are because I feel like there's a little bit of cheating.
What do you mean? I don't think he would be talking about the login rewards. No, I mean we get that with every update and event, right?
Well, no, these are the refresh to the beginner ones.
Oh yeah, the March 31st. 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Do day one players get that? What do you mean
gets
refresh to the beginner?
Everyone's
a reroll banner. We just get 2 tickets straight up.
2 tickets for a reroll banner, and this is when it happens.
Instead of a reroll banner, we get 2 tickets for any common pool S unit. So I'm going to use at least one to max out my KSS.
Oh, common pool, so like not
the original common pool.
Probably whatever's currently in it. I don't know.
Or
But I
does that
assume it's whatever's
include
currently in
units
the
like
pool, so
Dragwar? Because I would
Giganto.
love to.
Because I hadn't heard about those, but I play GP a little bit now because I wanted to
I would
test
love
out
to
the
max my
unique facts, right?
KSS and Great Dragon. They're both
And
sitting at 4 wake.
you get like 2 common pool S tickets, like 100 or so tickets for the regular pro banner. I don't know if you get much else. Could that be what?
But this is about when they got guilds in JP. So I feel like the code, whatever bug that was, that didn't allow for the earlier iteration of the game to work with guilds, and that they delayed it. I feel like it would work itself out by now, because they usually just translate things and give it to us. They're not trying to mess with the code. So that's
Right.
probably why it didn't work. They're just like, okay, let's just give them guild early. And then it's like, no, you can't just give this piece of the code without having the rest of the code that was with, the update. So I think it'll work now, but I don't know. And they're never going to confirm it.
Weekly posts now, so we
Huh?
got our own guilds going.
Yeah, we got our own guilds going, so we got it, the notoriety in that kind of form, which is fun. But it would be nice to get an actual, tangible, I mean, not really literally digitally tangible, like a gems, guys. We want gems.
We want the gem.
We want the gems.
Yeah, going back to Rapthorn, if you do have the first awakening,
Who has Rapthorn here?
Me.
What awake are you two at?
What's your
Sorry,
song defense?
0.
both of you 0. You're at 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
but
we got
if you
powered
do
on
have,
duel, I had no gems for rap.
yeah, then the enemy, it knows about the shield. So, one of the interesting things it will do is that
Save
if
MP.
it can, yeah, it'll run up and auto attack if it doesn't have anyone else in range. Like, it'll avoid hitting him if it can deal damage to someone else, because it knows it will do 0 to Rapthorn if it's, if it doesn't have an AoE that can hit multiple units. But if it can only hit Rapthorn and it's within auto attack range, it will run up and auto attack instead of staying back and using a ranged ability.
That makes sense.
So that can be useful for manipulating enemy movement when you want something to run up. Then you can keep your other units back out of range, and you'll know that unit will run up and auto attack to break the shield. And then Meta also did the testing, and it will, if the unit has a multi-hit ability, it will use the multi-hit ability over anything else it has available, because it knows that the hits after the first will deal damage.
Yeah.
So Knock might
So-
be a good counter to rap in that regard. If you can reach him.
Yeah, so Rap, I think, is I assume he's somewhat slow. I'm not sure what
He's
what
pretty slow.
speed tier. So he does have the advantage of having good AoE and great reach with his meteor. So that's right up there, I'd say, with Dragon Lord and Jessica as strong caster options. But yeah, I think it's still, more of a, if you're running casters, you're really spending that first turn baiting a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, having that range or not having the range doesn't matter that much when you're letting the enemies act. Because you really don't want to be taking any, crit risk, any hits that you don't know exactly what they're going to do. And running slow casters that usually means spending turn 1 allowing the enemy to move up towards you, and then using your slow casters to deal that damage, which is also a risk in and of itself if you're running all slow casters, because that means the second turn anything that's within range gets to hit you. So that's why the meta strategy where you use duel for body blocking and then your slow caster is Baramos for CC when they all group up on duel can be really effective. And even if you're not using that strategy, having faster units, so you let the enemy run up, the benefit of the 3-turn arena is it's very safe that you can allow turn 1 for baiting, and then they all run up, and then your caster gets to launch a huge nuke. Whether it's Raptor or Jessica or Dragonlord. And then turn 2, you still have other units that outspeed their opponents. And
Yeah,
so
his audio is going bad.
Get all
So
of your
Celery's being
attacks
kidnapped by
through-
robots. The robot army has taken him.
Skynet
He
got
he,
you,
he, he was
Celery.
pacing back and forth, and he got too far away from his router.
Yeah, it's tough times. This kid knocked it over.
All of you do have a router.
Bold of me to assume. I mean, if you're on your phone, I guess. I don't know. I guess you're using your mobile data. Maybe you're at that data limit. That's technically illegal for them to put a limit, but they do it anyway.
Oh, you got throttled, bro. You got throttled.
You're out in the boonies, and you're too nice of a person. They know you won't complain.
Yeah.
Oh, Starscream wants me to bring back the dog, but she went to bed.
Yeah.
Welcome, Blades.
Any other worthwhile units to mention? Counters? Anything? What would you skip this week? All of you. Is there any unit at all that you just won't face? You don't care if it's 120. If it has a single awake, you just won't face it this week.
Oh,
Probably
duel.
Dole? Did you say Dole?
I avoid duel. I'm not good at switching up with spell teams or slow teams.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's gonna die to the spells, so how do I say this? AI controlled Dole is F tier. Human controlled Dole, it depends on the human, but is a top tier unit. Like, honestly, like Dole is. I don't know. I target Dole sometimes.
It's not that he's hard. It's just that I'm lazy. I don't want to switch up my team. So if
Gotcha.
I can skip him, I will.
Well,
I'd
okay.
rather
Since
fit
my
basic
team's
football
designed to
basic
take him
defense.
out, I
Right.
target him, and I don't have to switch things up.
Right, yeah.
But
I mean, it'll be easier this week because of the spell boost, so...
and
I'll
Trop
definitely do
faced a
test
single
matches
Dole.
against them.
That was easy, right, Trop?
What?
You faced the Dole at least once.
Yeah, it's fairly easy, but I did have to switch a little bit because I don't use the Evo spaces paralysis strategy, so I still have to.
Didn't you teach
switch to
Burning
the
Breath
build,
to your Dole Magus, though?
I did, yeah, but I'm curious because I saw that you also have Burning Breath on your Ghost. Did you teach that, or does it come with that? I can't. Even
I
tell.
taught him that. I taught him that because he already had Snooze and he already has Kafizzle. So the guy's
Yeah.
loaded, and he has Sizzle. The only thing he's missing is 5% Sizz potency. He has 5% Sizz reduction for the First Awakening, and that's the only gripe I have with him. He's a solid unit. He's the best B rank. Just with his whole kit, all the things he could do. He's nuts.
Better than the Cub?
I feel like he's better than the Cub. The Cub's better when you want to give the Cub like agility. The Cub can hit, like, for me, with like just a basic claw, or maybe I'm giving him like an HP stick and I'm giving him a vest like the beastly jacket or whatever. I'm giving him a jacket, and he's hitting like 444 for his agility, which is pretty fast, right? That's the only difference, is the cub is faster. Otherwise, you could get them to somewhere close to the same HP. It's just, you know, he's a spellcaster. Cub does more damage if you need him to do damage. The other guy has a spell if you need him to do a spell, but he has way more utility. He could snooze, he can kafizzle, and then you could teach him Burning Breath, you know? So he could have 3 forms of CC.
The funny thing is, I don't even own that unit. It's a fucking story farmable, and I just never...
I know, but I was letting... Remember when I was letting everybody know ahead of time that this is the farmable... Like, this is the most important unit to farm behind Claria.
Shit, I'll have to do it next time.
Yeah.
I still don't own the unit.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I only managed to get him to 4 awake, but that's my bad. Go ahead. You're saying something, Peter?
Or KSS high.
KSS too, yeah, you got the sizzle on KSS. But they both together are very good, so... yeah.
Elena's going to be easier to take out this week, I guess, because you can bring the Vendor Ghost and just, take her with the Zam. I don't know if it'll probably won't one-shot, but you can support it with another...
Are we still talking about units that we're absolutely avoiding, or now you're...
Oh, yeah, I guess for me it would be Rapthorn and Elena. I don't like those...
Rapthorn and Elena?
Yeah, those are probably my top 2.
I think Rap is
I was going to say, because we could... Because we should try on this some more, but I was talking to Medusa, I kind of pressured him into finishing his weekly report early so we can share it on stream. But we can probably do that after we've gotten our thoughts through.
Do you guys want to review his... let's see.
Yeah, he posted like 2 hours ago.
Probably review his thing. Let's go to Reddit here. I could put it up over the map. I think Celery was the only one to comment on the map. Do you guys like the map? It looks a bit different than any map we've had, just by a bit.
More split teams, so stuff like MD is going to be less useful.
Maybe. I don't like the shape of it for KSS, but KSS is still has, you know, all the other advantages he's going to get this week, so it probably doesn't matter too much. Alright, I'm trying to check out Medusa's post. Maybe I could put this up again over the map and... let's go to the Dragon Quest Tact. Hopefully I could get this... Go ahead.
If you're running KSS and GD, I think he's going to be pretty easy to kill with a Sizz and Crack weakness. Rapthorn. So I probably want to... I mean, if he's awakened, yeah, that damage dodge is annoying, but if he's 0, I'll probably just not worry about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
He is tanky, though. He's going to have over 1,000 HP, even at 0 awakened. Without the boost, without the 30%.
Okay, let's hit a window capture here. Window capture. Okay. Window. Create a new.
Essentially, he's a bit tankier than White King.
Yeah, he's tanky and...
Alright,
so if it's a 0 awakened wrap here, I think we'll see a lot of weak wraps because people burned out all their gems on Jessica and Duel. So if we see wrap, we'll probably see some 0 awakened wraps, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, 0 awaken is probably fine for wrap because he gets his barrier at 1 awaken, right?
Yeah, and that's not really that important for PvE, so people might not pull for him that much beyond the first.
Okay, that seems to be a good spot here. Cameras are frozen. Just hover over this for a bit, and that should be good. Okay, again, check this out. Alright, so Medusa, not C week, surprisingly. Hey there, back again. 4th week, perfect week. That's a lot of us, too. Looks like Trop is 4th perfect week as well. For most perfect weeks. I thought Trop, didn't you have like a 13-week first week streak or something? First place streak?
Definitely not 13 weeks. It
was like 11.
Weeks, a bunch of other people.
You had 11 like perfect weeks back to back or something, or first places. Remember?
When was this?
Way back in the day. You had like 11 in a row, and you're like, let's keep it going.
Is that water pack or is that something exciting?
Vodka. No, I'm kidding. No, it's water.
That's too bad.
It's just convenient, you know? It's one of these,
I've got cachaça for all the Brazilians watching us right now.
Man, was it 11 weeks or 11 days? Because 11 weeks seems like a lot to be perfect in a row.
Yeah,
Oh, 'cause
you got the plugins
He's
for
not
the
talking
content
about total
creation here.
wins. He's talking about like streaks.
50% potency, 25% spells. He has all the things. You know what was funny? When you look at... Okay, we're back. Okay, so, we're back, and basically, when I looked at his last week's thing, he only had Dole. He didn't list anything else. Did you guys read his last week's thing?
I think he's been mad for 2 weeks in a row that C week was canceled. He's just been like, whatever.
No. Last week, he didn't write anything in but Dole. I think he even labeled, like, sections 65 weight, 60, 50, but he never filled them in. He just did Dole. He just, like, nothing else mattered that week. It was great.
Yeah.
I think that was an update, though, to his...
Did he? Because I was, like, halfway through the week when I checked, and it didn't seem like he updated it, but I don't know. Maybe he...
Oh, no. So, I mean, that link, what I'm guessing is it was an update to an article he made earlier. So I guess he just wanted to reuse an earlier Marshall Week article. But Duel, that's what I understood.
Because I
But that
thought
would've
he
been
was
funny, 'cause
preparing
that
for the
was my
See and
first
Below, and then he was surprised by the Marshall, because it was supposed to be See and Below. Okay, whatever. Looks like the map is maximum of 9 range for starting positions, plus 1 obstacle, which maximum of 4 range. With such a widespread map, it would be pretty normal to see units spread pretty far, so expect to have lockdown units. One-shot them in 1v1, or risk crits. Oh, he's worried about crits now. So he doesn't think that, you'll be able to get much AoE off. So expect to use the single target units like Valencia or whatever. Maybe. Okay, the obstacles in this map look mainly to serve the purpose of deterring some physical units while providing extra cover for spell and ranged units. Interesting. So maybe he's thinking, because his, obviously, Rapthorn has extra range, he's thinking he could just camp behind something and just, shoot from far away. Okay, double dip synergy units. S++. So he's considering that the 65 weight is S++, 60 is probably S+, and then 50 is S. Okay, so Rapthorn, weak to Sizz, Crack, resist Whoosh and Zap, range 5 to 6. Strong double dip synergy, so that's Spell and Zam. New unit, almost certainly King this week. Tons of HP, Wisdom. Extremely hard hitting neutral nukes, similar to Nox Devil's Finesse. Long range Zam, gets a lot of bulkier with higher wakes. First sets up the single target damage barrier, single hit damage barrier, sorry. Third gives the 450 heal when he falls below 70%. Avoid if possible. Like, don't just try to get really close to that 70% mark is going to be very hard. And obviously, if you're facing him, try to knock him to 40% or something and then kill him from there. But yeah. Okay, so Dragon Lord, weak to Sizz, Crack. So he's not saying much, he's just listing them. But yeah, so avoid if possible. So this is a avoid if possible unit. Dragon Lord is not an avoid if possible. When Bloom DL gets the Dark Pillar, crowd favorite, his range isn't as long as in far out, but is long this way, right? So it's not as long as Raps, but it's a bit wider, so it allows for some different plays, can also soak damage, most of the damage.
KSS will still do over 1,000 damage this week, right? Without the Marshall boost.
Who?
KSS. If he has the leader perk from Duel.
Yeah, he's still hitting like 1100 with Brilliance. or something.
So he'll be able to one-shot a lot of DLs who have like the 900 range of HP.
Yeah. I mean,
Worth
I usually
keeping in mind because, like you were just reading, if DL is on a team, if you can one-shot them, it's not that bad.
Whereas, the other unit would be, because maybe say with like, if you had to face Rapthorn and he had a shield, maybe you want to make your Dolmagus. In my case, my Dolmagus is 1 awake, right? My KSS is 4 awake. You don't have this problem, Peter. But my Dolmagus, unless if I give the Beastmaster Claw, is slower than my KSS. So in my case, I would, if I was facing Rapthorn, I'd probably pop Rapthorn's barrier. And to do that, I would give probably make one of my units faster than KSS. Probably Dolmagus. And then rush in there. And then I'd hop, KSS after that and then finish him off with someone else.
I wonder what status effects Rapthorn is weak to. Let me take a look. I'm curious now.
Okay, so for A ranks, so he skipped the 50 weights. He skipped Valencia because he's not assuming she's getting bloomed.
Or he doesn't have her.
Maybe. Okay.
I think she's gonna be really strong this week, even without a bloom.
Maybe.
She's got high agility and a decent Zam attack.
Maybe, but it wasn't worth listing for him. So the Vendor Ghost is the double Zam and spell, so he's listing this small time MVP of the week. A lot of big synergy units are weak to stun, which Vendor Ghost carries at 7 range that can hit 2 other targets at 70% base chance. Kazam should also be hitting like a truck this week from 7 range. This is true. I don't think Vendor Ghost hits 70% base chance. So if you max his ability goes to 50% instead of 60%. So this is to issue a correction on Metazoa. So because it's an AoE ability, it's a B rank spell. It's not a single target C rank spell. C rank spells go up to 60%. An AoE like this, or a spell that does 2 status ailments rather than 1, will do 10% additional chance for both of those things. Or again, because this is AoE, it does 10% instead of 20%, kind of to balance it out. So he gets 10% from his perks, and he gets 10% from having plus 10. He's at 60%. Not 70%.
So Rapthorn is weak against Poison Hobble, so that's kind of useless for Arena.
Okay, so there's that. Also 7 range, should be hitting like a truck. Okay, very, very nice. Strong Zam synergy, so this is without the spell synergy. Is Stark, weak to Bang, Sizz. Resists all those things. Zam, which is good. It's good he resists Zam this week, right? Dark Flame actually will do some moderately good damage. He might hit just less than what like Halberd would hit with his breath on Brilliance, right? Like if they both hit Brilliant, this is probably getting close now. Because his is a B+, so this is getting close to A+, almost. One of the PvE kings of the past, self-explanatory, tons of HP, already raises the high attack whenever he gets hit, gets forfeit 40 heal when he falls under 50%, CC or kill him outright, but don't let him get up on you because of Imperial Strike / Underworld / are still really punishing as ever. Okay. King Orgo de Mir, weak to Bang and Sizz, resists Zap and Zam, range what it is. Awesome unit, 50% defense, 30% spell res right out the gate. Oh, I didn't know that about him. Special neutral that can hit exceptionally hard on question mark units and mystery units, should I say, and Zam Sweep that can lower Zam res. Paired with an already high HP, tends to be hard to deal with. I would give him agility. He's not saying how to build these guys. He's just listing.
He's got a 3 move and a 2 range and that Zam attack. So if you have a semi-back
like Rapthorn, he could list Rapthorn as you could give him Beastmaster Claw, or you could go the HP route because he doesn't need to build more damage on him. I don't think, right? Like this week, he doesn't need to build damage on him. So he could go full HP or full agility. That would be worth noting, you know, on some of these. Like Vendor Ghost, you could be worth going HP again because he has the damage this week. So I'll list builds, right? A Stark, agility. Demon King, agility. Bones of Beremos, is he fast? Does anyone know if
I don't know.
Bob is fast?
Let me take a look.
Trop, you wanted him. You studied him for a bit. Is he fast at all? And I think we lost Celery.
I think he's fairly.
Huh?
Fairly quick.
Fairly quick.
I'm trying to think. I think he's fairly quick.
So you could build him with
one away.
HP instead of agility, or maybe a mix of both.
Yeah, you could probably build him with HP. That's what I was thinking. If you had him,
Doesn't have a lot of play.
Valencia's
Yeah.
good, but I mean, who the hell even has Valencia? They didn't add her to the normal pool.
No, not
Not
Valencia.
yet.
I was talking about Bones of Beremos.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, I'm saying Bones of Beremos too. But the problem with him is his only Zam is he has to be up close and personal to use it.
Okay, so
but
that's
he's
a no-go.
better.
Then we're not going to recommend him. We're just going through the article right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
no worries. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying Valencia. Just because you guys mentioned it earlier.
Strong.
The only problem with Valencia is not even a lot of whales have Valencia, right? Because I mean, who wailed for Valencia, right? And if you didn't whale her, then the chance of getting her is
I
completely
think
random.
I think
so.
Avery did and didn't get her anyway, or maybe got her but got her way later.
No, I think she still doesn't have her. I
I thought Crystal Linda is the one she doesn't have.
Bones of Beremos was decently fast. It looks like.
I'm pretty sure she spent all her tickets on Valencia, but didn't get her.
I meant that she got her with like a value banner or something recently. I can't remember.
Could be.
I know she got one of the two, either Crystal Linda or Valencia. But yeah, as a joke, I don't know who else actually wanted Valencia. I mean, it probably would have been it would have been Foxy, but did Foxy stick around until?
No,
long?
Foxy quit right after half anniversary. Right after that Max's stuff.
Avery does not have Valencia.
Who's saying that?
She was talking about it earlier. She mentioned that. I just had to double check.
Oh, you probably typed the keywords in then. Let's see. Nimzo is a counter this week. He's weak to crack and bang, but he resists whoosh and zam. 5 range, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Anyone can bring this unit to 5 awake, which is strong for a free mystery unit. Seriously, there are tons of guides. Simple enough. Get Kasiz. Basically gets a Kasiz, right? His version of Kasiz. And is hard hitting.
I think that's Kafriz.
Kafriz is what I was reading there. But does he actually? He has his own version of Kafriz, basically, because it reduces.
Yeah, it can drop
Frizz
resistance.
And I think the damage calc might be nicer, hopefully. Be careful though. If you commit to killing this unit, make sure you kill it. If you drop him below 20%, he heals to full. Okay. Beremos, absolutely his favorite one of his all-time favorite units. Miasma can confuse. Compressed Kaboom hits like a truck. Spent his hero ticket / mystery ticket just to get another copy to 3 awake. No regrets. I don't see how he's a counter. I mean, he resists Zam, but he's not. Not a lot of units are weak to bang. Again, it's just a Stark and I think one of the other weird ones. But not a lot of Zam units are weak to bang.
I think Demon King or Gudamir.
Yeah. No. Yes. Yes.
But he also does have the 20% spell resistance. So somewhat helps when you're expecting a lot of spellcasters.
Yeah,
If
so it
you're
does hit
taking a
harder
spell-
than it does hit harder than Kafriz, looks like Metazoa was typing in chat here. So yeah. I think he was, what else was there? Okay, so Sorrow 1 awake plus is a counter apparently. Zamrez with that. Does Do you get Zamrez on a you get Zamrez on a Stark? Do you get Zamrez on DKO?
I have no idea.
I'll check.
I don't have DKO.
Like lowering Xanax?
I'll just scroll up. It should be here again because he listed it. Yeah, he resists Zam and Zap. Okay. So those units are probably just as good of options as Sorrow, if not better, because they have Zam, and Sorrow doesn't have Zam. But yeah, this is definitely an option for countering, especially because he has a Spell Reflect. If you could get people lined up, maybe he reflects something. Maybe not. But there's, you know, there's that chance. So 60 weight units. You got Jessica. She's like Dragon Lord. We've covered Jessica. We got Angelo. We didn't cover Angelo. He resists Zam, apparently, and he has the multi-hit. So if you do want to pop the barrier while also still doing decent damage, you know, him and maybe Orgo. Orgo has, human form Orgo has a multi-hit, and he's resists Zam, so that's an option.
He doesn't hit that hard, though.
It doesn't matter. It's just a multi-hit. I mean, but you'd have to be in range. Whatever.
Yeah, it's only 2 range for targeting.
Yeah, you'd probably be doing the breath turn 1 to pop the barrier, and then you'd rush in with someone else, and I don't know. Okay, so
and he's not that fast.
So I don't know why Angelo's listed then. I guess because he has more range. But Crack and Bane gives you a lot of flexibility for the unit if you pull for him. Yeah, Crack does. A lot of, again, it's Sizz, and then Crack and Frizz are tied for, like, Zam unit weaknesses. Okay, Uber Killing Machine. I think I talked about this one, because he has the Crack and the Sizz, so that's very good. And he resists Zam.
Yep.
So solid combo. Although Sizz attack has a lot of restrictions, especially this week. I mean, there's a lot of places people could stand to hide behind things, but I don't think they will be, because they're going to try to attack themselves at this point. It's so bad that they're going to have to move in. 30% extra attack, resistances to physical attack. Resistance to the physical attack's not going to matter too much this week. KSS, that's probably, again, for me, is the top tier counter. Yeah. So nothing needed there. Tortured Soul, we missed Tortured Soul. I think I talked about him earlier in the week, but yes, for sure, Tortured Soul might be better than Claria, other than the movement. They both resist... Wait, Claria resists Sizz and Frizz? I thought Claria resists Frizz and Zam. Yeah, it's Zam. Yeah. So, yeah. So, what is this part of the list? This part of the list is counters. I don't know why it's just counters, because they also get the 25% spell as well. So, Tortured Soul, Claria. Yeah, they're very good. Tortured Soul has Sizz, which is better than the Crack, so there's that. And the difference is just the agility and HP versus, you know, the movement. They gave Zoma some boots to go fast and some healing at a lower weight. Okay, that makes sense. Schleiman Tank, honorable mention because he has a spell reflect for follow. He has a follow-up, increases agility move. Bang can reduce martial res. Okay, cool. Orgo, Old King Mortimer, Spell Reflect, has signature Desperation Blast, Bang, and then he has the Crack. Okay. I guess he... Huh. Is there any unit here that we mentioned that he didn't mention? Or we mentioned in a different light than he mentioned?
Spitegeist Sam, I can't remember.
Spitegeist is Sizz, so I mentioned him as more of like a counter sizzle. Spitegeist is okay. I don't know. What permutation Celery do you think would include like a B rank, or a permutation that would include a C, a D, E, F, whatever?
Ghost has Zam and a Zam follow-up.
Exactly. That's I as stupid as it sounds, it's there. And there's also the C rank Ghost, Fightgeist.
Fightgeist.
So I think his Zamel might hit a little bit harder than Ghost's. Though they're probably close, and he has more HP. So what permutation Celery do you think would include B rank, C rank, D, so on and so forth, you know?
Yeah. So B rank would be 350 weights, a 65 weight, and then a B rank.
Mm-hmm.
Could also run a 60 weight and a B rank. So anything lower than B rank, you could do like 250s, two 60 plus weights, and then either C, D, E, or F, depending on how much you have to spare between 30 and whether you're at 230, 225. So let's see, this map. Yeah, I'd be like somewhat careful about bringing low weight units, because I guess the big thing would really be Dual Magus. He's got that 4 range and he can run through obstacles. So depending on where he's placed, I think there's always safe spots. Really, I don't think it's a bad map for bringing a low weight unit. I haven't brought any low weight. The lowest I really go is, because I tend to run the double A team comps, and double A doesn't run any B and below. But I mean, Draki would hit pretty hard. Ghost is gonna hit real hard at 5 weight. Probably would be the, if you are running a high weight team comp where you need to bring a low weight unit, then Ghost is probably pretty solid. He has that high mobility for keeping him in safe positions and being able to move up to deal damage or potentially heal, since a lot of people still have that mid heal on him.
Mm-hmm. I just so disappointed with that mid heal, because it's like it never scaled it had such a short life and it didn't do much. Like, we had the most niche of niche, like squeezing out the last toothpaste out of a bottle, strategy, a tube, so
yeah.
That's what we were doing in Arena back in the day, just to make sure we wouldn't, lose points. And we still would.
Yeah.
We didn't have the movement, didn't have the range, and people had back line and just lose points sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of times mid-hill Ghost just served as a distraction, so they'd kill the Ghost instead of the other unit. Yeah. And then that would allow you to still win the match, because if they killed your strong unit, then maybe you can't win anymore.
Yep. It's kind of very disappointed.
We were making trades like that.
But is there anything worthwhile to snooze or to paralyze this week? I know Kafizzle doesn't matter. That's literally just for like Sorrow, human form, elf form or whatever, base form. And for Orgo Daemir. That's like literally the only people it works on. And KSS if you really wanted to screw them with the sizzle or whatever.
Stark is still weak to sleep. We'll be seeing him this week.
Yeah.
Will we be seeing a Stark?
KSS. I don't know. Like,
Because I don't know.
think
Because I might,
occasionally-
I might want to switch out my OKM and bring in, say, Dragon Lord or something for the Zam or something. But then I would have to get rid of Vendor Ghost and bring in Spikegeist, and I don't know if there's ever a case in which I would want to give up the Vendor Ghost for Spikegeist. Is anything going to be worthwhile choosing Spikegeist this week? Mine has, again, the Burning Breath, the Snooze. Kafizzle doesn't matter. Not here.
not yet.
Not yet. And even if it did, I'd still do Burning Breath on Sorrow over the Kafizzle.
Yep. Yeah, the running the B rank over A rank this week is a pretty big sacrifice. So are you doing what's that 50-50-50 65-25 would be your if you decide to bring Dragon Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's probably usually more of a sacrifice than you're going to want to make. I don't know when you would want to make that sacrifice. Maybe if you're up against, but even if you're up against an Elena, you don't need Dragon Lord. You can just take out the Elena with Vendor Ghost. So,
Yeah, and the Vendor Ghost is really good, and I don't know if I'd pass up on it. And again, Elena, if I had Fuddle on my Spikegeist, then maybe, but I don't. So I don't know who's weak to paralysis and snooze. That's useful this week, other than, again, like you guys mentioned, the Stark and
KSS. Yes, Stark, KSS, Dual Magus.
I mean, if I see him, maybe, and that's a tough maybe. Again, Spikegeist is my Dolmagus counter, but we'll see.
So yeah, I think that would be probably the most likely would be if you're up against a Dolmagus team, then you switch over to Dragon Lord plus Spikegeist.
Yeah, we'll see.
Seems pretty reasonable. Gives you the frizz damage, the Dark Pillar. I mean, I don't even know if you need the frizz damage. You probably just Dark Pillar him anyway.
Mm-hmm. What about the 4-man hero team? Are we going to see that this week?
Hero. Absolutely. It's 25% boost to spells. So Shark will definitely be running 4 caster heroes.
He'll bring
one
his
of which
Decared,
is
as I call him. Richard, Ricard.
Yep, Richard. Yep. Yeah, one of them will be him with his mediocre Kasiz, which is less mediocre when it gets boosted by 25%.
Just by a bit, then you'll have the hero spell boost from Jessica, probably.
Hey,
Jessica,
Kak, you were asking about paralysis weakness. Valencia is weak to paralysis.
Okay.
All right, so for
in the
all
case
three
that she
people
gets
that
bloomed or
went-
something, we'll keep an eye out for that. Did you check that was on the the Discord then, huh? Bot channel? I know you can check for weaknesses there, so let's see. I know there was Celery, you checked this a
Medusa's
while
weak to
ago.
paralysis too.
Who?
Medusa, the crappy A rank with the curse.
No
in
one's
his
gonna
name.
bring I mean, someone might. Hopefully no one does. That seems dumb.
Orgon is weak to stun.
One thing that Boreal brings is a multi-hit attack for Rapthorn. So
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So
put,
weak to paralysis. Immune to paralysis, resists paralysis. Why are you looking these up, Metazoa? Weak to paralysis. Okay, here it is. Nimzo. Nimzo, that was on the list, right? Potentially.
Yeah.
Deborah, Curel, Spooky Valencia, Zoma, Great Troll, Archdemon, Barbados, Gracchos, Jessica. Wait, Jessica's weak to paralysis? I guess so. So I guess I might have a use for it. Dolmagus, Hunkul, Bodon, Genie, Sanguini, Jade, Sorrow, Banesword. No, we don't have all those needed. Sleep was a more exhaustive list, I think, of like how many units are just like weak to it. It was huge, like a huge list. Let me see if I can't try to find it. You know what sucks? We finally got Charm in the game, and it's not even at like 50% or the 56% mark. It's kind of, you know, a little disappointing. You guys notice that? You can't get 50% chance with Charm yet, I think.
Oh.
It's at 40% with Jessica.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so let's see. Weak to sleep.
Isn't Lips gonna get a Blossom that gives her charm?
I don't know if it will be increased chance, though. Weak to sleep. Okay, let's see the list. It seems like it's a Stark, Santa Crystalinda, Dragwar, Slineheart, Queen Slime, Emperor Slime, Hybrid, Night Clubber, King She Slime, Kaleidocat, Prism Peacock, Maribel, Ruff, Vera, Ashlyn, Schleimentank, Angelo, Dai, Boyteri, Arinx is like Striking Sabercat, Hellion, lots of. Let me only look at the relevant ones. Ragnar, no, that's not relevant. Khan, Snowbird, Warthog, Alphin. Most of the beasts, you know, fall asleep pretty easy. Yeah, no, the sleep doesn't seem, other than, you know, KSS, doesn't seem too important this week in a Stark. That's pretty much it. Yep. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Did we miss anything?
Nope.
Do the cat and the dog get along?
I mean, he wants to play with, or she wants to play with him, and he's old, and he's deaf, and he's missing an eyeball. He's a pirate kitty.
Mm-hmm.
One of his eyes is.
He's also grumpy. Looks like doesn't want to be held like that. All right. Celery, Trop, anything we missed?
No, I think we covered just about everything.
You didn't say who you would absolutely avoid Celery. I think you didn't say.
Oh, probably just Squid.
Just Squid, not even Rapthorn.
I don't expect Rapthorn to be an issue. I plan on using Boreal to break the shield, and then Dragon Lord or Great Dragon plus, you know, any number. My team handles crack weaknesses really well. So.
Is Celery still using the KSS at One Awakening?
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, I use KSS at One Awakening.
It just goes to show how good it is.
It still hits harder than it still hits harder than what's his face?
Halberd,
and is a bit faster, I think. So.
Yep. Yeah, pretty quick. Well, quite a bit faster, especially with the new slime claws. It was slightly faster before the slime claws, even just running like the lollipop.
So, you know what? Let's get into, since we did cover everything, let's get into potentially what update goes into next week. You mentioned that there will be tickets. Who is everyone going to spend their ticket on? And what would you recommend to the audience, if, in a general sense?
Seraphim?
So, it's
You
just
can't spend
general
it on
pool.
yeah. Drops like Seraphim? Question mark? Seraphim? Game, please?
BDMD and KSS.
So KSS for you?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to spend it on because I need one more weight.
Wait, you said there's
for
two though,
people
right?
in general. For people, yeah, we get 2 tickets. I'll save the other
So
one.
the
in case
2
they add
tickets, it's for 1 unit? Or
More. No, I don't think so.
it's a 10 pull? What is it?
It's not a banner at all. It's just 2 tickets to get whatever you want. So instead of forcing people to spend 4 hours re-rolling on a re-roll banner, they're just straight up giving you 2 tickets to get 2 common pull S units, which is smart. It makes sense.
Yeah, because it's replacing the Killing Machine reroll banner.
Right.
Mhm.
So they're like, hey, most people spend the reroll banner to get 2 general pool S units that they want.
Mhm.
Like that's probably the most common result that you're going for is just 2 that you want,
Right.
whether it's Great Dragon, Squid, KSS, Metal Dragon. Like that's that's what people use it for. So in order to
So
just
you're using
cut
yours
out
on
the middle-
KSS as well, right, Celery?
Probably. I mean, that would get me the first heavy resist, whatever that is.
It's either Frizz or
so-
Zam. I couldn't tell
Yeah.
you which.
Yeah, I don't know
Didn't
which
someone
one.
say 2 tickets? You could get them to the 3rd awakening, yeah. Just stack the awakenings.
If they
Oh.
let you purchase it multiple times, which they might not.
Oh wait, where did you hear about this? Because I'm looking at my JP account and I didn't get 2 of those tickets.
It was a long time. It must have been 6 months before you know. So you wouldn't have got them,
Hey,
right?
would this be a permanent change if it's a new beginner? Or do you think maybe the beginner got changed again? And now in JP is the one after the one we're going to get?
I have no idea.
I don't know. They did post it in the announcements a while back, like maybe the beginning of the month or so.
So yeah, maybe I'm going for Great Dragon and KSS because Great Dragon's at 4, KSS is at 4. I'd get to finish both of them. Then again, I mean, if they did include Dragwar, he's at 3 awake, and I wouldn't mind to get him to a bit higher. Because, I mean, if he goes over Awakening, Dragwar is going to scale a little better with the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, Awakenings with the Awakening Plus than the other units are, I think. So I'll have to see about that. If I could hold off spending that ticket, just in case if I accidentally get Great Dragon or KSS, off of something else, then I'll hold on to it maybe. But if it is the original general pool and not the new general pool, yeah, I already know. It's pretty simple. I mean, unless if something else gets awakened, and I think it's just hybrid, right? Out of the general pool that's going to get awakened and Archdemon. My Archdemon's 2 awake. I mean, my Metal Dragon's 2 awake. Maybe I could boost him to 3. Because I feel like boosting him up might be more worthwhile than Great Dragon at this point. Because Great Dragon's really lost a lot of his value. And I might accidentally get his Awakening one of these days or another. So yeah. I'll have to see. I have a few options, looks like.
Yeah.
And Trop, so if you can't get Seraphim, which is what you said, what would you put it towards? Didn't you already max all the general pool units, or?
No, so here's the weird thing about my luck. I maxed all of the good general pool units. So
what about
the ones I
Archdemon?
didn't max are
He's
Royal
getting
Reptile. Well, yeah, I consider Archdemon as good now because he's going to get bloomed in the future, and I absolutely will use him when he's bloomed.
Is he maxed?
So I consider him good for the future.
Is yours?
Because he's pretty fast, especially at full awaken, and I think his new spell's going to hit hard. So I don't know. I consider them pretty good. Yeah, the ones I don't have fully awakened: Hell Gladiator, Emperor Slime, White King, Night Clubber, Prism Peacock, Great Troll. So yeah, I'm not very excited for these new tickets unless they can also, like, I'm not even joking. If I get these and our only options are the general pull units, I might just use them to get one extra stat on 2 different units that I already like.
So
Or save 'em
you
for when
really
they add
don't.
more general
The
units.
units that you don't have maxed are literally the ones that you just listed. Like even the ones that are getting Bloom are maxed. Even Hybrid and Archdemon are maxed.
Yeah, I literally have the weirdest luck. The ones that I have maxed are the ones that either have a bloom or getting a future bloom. If they don't have a future bloom, I don't have them maxed. So it's interesting concept, yeah.
How do you like Hybrid? You've been using him in an arena, have you? JP?
In JP, no, I haven't been using him. I just use him as part of my main team. I have to get a shitload more resources in order to even touch his bloom, but I'm going to experiment with it. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Have you seen the fusion system?
No, I don't think it's here right now, or if it is, I don't
It
know
is.
how to read.
It's a permanent thing, I think, right?
I don't know.
The monster
I thought it was part of the
event?
DWM event.
Oh. Because I know that they had 2 parts to it, right? They added units to the monster, because it came in 2 different batches. And I think the first batch had that Sputterfly-looking unit, or whatever it was. The one with the fuddle breath. And I just wanted to know what the odds are on it. Because if it's anything like the B rank ability, say like Devil's Heart is 60%, right? I would be okay with that. But if it was 50%, I would be very disappointed that you couldn't get it to the 56% to get the guarantee, against someone who's bloomed like a Metal Dragon or Lena.
But I posted a picture in our group chat. Aren't the guild aesthetics kind of adorable?
Let me see.
Continue.
Yep. Yeah, very.
No, that's pretty cool. That's cute. That looks like, that looks like Dragon Quest, 2 or 3 when you look at it.
But it's actually pretty nice, especially if they're facing you. They have kind of like a cool. Yeah, I'm the only one in the guild in JP. I just wanted to create it to kind of see what it's like. So yeah, I've gotten to the point where I have a little house for these guys, so they're not just in the middle of the road anymore. But yeah, I have a feeling that when it comes to global, we're gonna advance the town a lot faster because there's 20 of us. So that'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you guys know, like, in JP, there might be, like, thousands of guilds, right? There might be a few hundred guilds. So,
there's probably tons.
How do they match up? Okay, so, in a tournament, in a season, how many guild v guild battles are there, roughly, before getting to the championship and winning? Because, like, I don't know how they're getting through, like, 100+ guilds. Or like... Go ahead.
Each tournament, so you have the qualification round in which you face 4 different guilds. Or maybe it's 3 different. I think it's 3 different guilds. 4? Because I feel like you had to go 4-0. But anyway, you have the qualification round in which you face off against either 3 or 4 different guilds. And then if you go undefeated, you go into Master League. And you face off against 3 other guilds that went undefeated in the qualification round.
So we could literally screw up on the qualification by, just a miracle on the enemy's part or an accident, and then screw ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the each tournament is only 4 guilds, and they all got the same record in the qualification round. So it's, if there's 100 guilds and each qualification round is 4 guilds, then there's 25, and those 25, there's going to be, if there's 25 undefeated, then 4 will go into 6 different master tournaments, and the 5th one, I'm not entirely sure of, what happens when they're not divisible by 4. I don't know if we've heard anything about that, but that's, as long as you go undefeated, you will go into Master League. And if you go undefeated or you rank first in Master League, you get the 2,500 gems. But there could be, however many guilds that go undefeated, however many Master League tournaments, there's that many first place, at least that many first place finishes in the Master League tournaments. So, it's not, it's not like we were thinking before we got the extra data where, you'd be going up against all the guilds that got undefeated, and until there's only one left, at the end of the 2 weeks, you see who has the best record. It's just 4. You're the best out of 4 for that 2,500.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're not going to end up with like a weird parallel to first place kind of situation I don't know. So that's good.
I don't think so. I think they said it could happen. I'm pretty sure you can tie for first, but it goes based on wins. So like, and then points, and I don't know if the overall record also includes points or not. So if
but this is going to be a lot of matches. Like, this is going to be a lot. This is going to be intensive when you think about it, especially for the top ranking guilds who have, actually care. I don't know. I know the losers get to face off against each other, right? Technically.
Yeah. Yeah, you're people that have one loss. If you place first through 4th in the qualifying, or actually, I think he said you have to go 4-0 to get into Master League. So everyone who goes undefeated will be in Master League. Everyone who loses 1 will be in,
that
Platinum.
Seems kind of unfair. What if
Gold.
your guild is up against, Arena Watch? Like, you can't go 4-0.
You don't get to go to Master League.
You don't get to go to Master League. That's no fair.
Yeah. So that could happen where, because as far as we know, the qualification round is random. So it could happen that one week we've got like Zenith, Arena Watch, Big Draki Squad, and like Yggdrasil Alliance are the 4 in one qualification pod. And it just, that means that instead of all 4 of those who are, as far as right now looks, those are probably 4 of the top guilds.
But getting first in your category is better than getting like 3rd or 2nd in the category above that, right? Something like that. Do you remember that?
Right. So getting first in your category is equal to or better than getting 3rd in the category above you. So if, say, it was we don't go up against Zenith, but we do end up in the same pot as Zenith for the Master League. Them getting 2nd is still better than getting first in the next lower one, the Platinum League or whatever.
Right, and us facing off against all those top guilds in the beginning just means easy sailing for the rest of the.
Yeah, because it would mean we wouldn't face any, as long as we beat them in the qualifying, we know we're not going to face them in the tournament, the league.
Then we get
because we'll only face people that.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. So, you absolutely could. Even if you usually go to Master League, you could end up in a week if you're faced up against one of the top guilds, where you end up in the Platinum League because you end up against a higher ranked guild and they manage to take you out when normally you can beat most of the guilds.
All right.
But winning gold or winning Platinum League is still equivalent to getting third in a Master League, so it's not the worst.
Yeah. Well, I pulled in the talk about guilds because we might get them. But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Arena Watch podcast. I'm Pac. This is... I don't know who this guy is. He just keeps showing up every week. He doesn't even introduce himself. He just takes up the screen real estate. We do appreciate, he does more work than Trop, but it's all right. All right, and we got Trop and we got Celery. Anyways, guys, this has been the Pack. If you want to join the Pack with the Pack, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you like this video, then like this video. Something to say, write down in the comments down below. If you want to support the Arena Chronicles, go ahead and share. If you want to see more Arena Chronicles, hit that bell icon for notifications, guys. This ain't Twitch. Join Kage's Gaming Discord server for all the best underground DQT conversations. And join my server for all the best DQT guides. Anyways, guys, this has been the Pack, signing out. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.